Hi everyone, welcome to another board game organizer episode. And today we're going to be actually launching on one that's becoming very popular. I just finished it up the other day and wanted to share it with you. As always, rather than going through it, if you watched any of the videos in the past, I'm simply going to talk about four very important things that I see when we 3D print on these. One is design, making sure that it is really as neat and is sometimes um, the organization is so cool in how they design it that it stands out amongst all the rest. So we try to design those and print those as possible. Second of all, we look at lift, and we want to know that once we get everything in the box, that it's going to be fine. It's not going to stick out too much or cause any issues on the box itself. And third, we look at storage placement, whether or not we can actually store it upright and all the bits and pieces stay where they're supposed to be, or if you have to keep it flat on the shelf. And fourth and last is design detail. And what I mean by that is if it gets really intricate as to how you put it in, take it out of the box, put it back in the box. If the designer actually provides a kind of a step-by-step or shows you how to do that, we include it as well. So for without further ado, let's show one that I know people are pretty excited about and is moving up in many of the board game charts as far as a hot game and pushing its way towards #1 place. So it is Ark Nova. In Ark Nova, you'll see here it is a pretty good size box. Those that have it, here's a good copy that I made, printed out. It kind of shows it. Now on this one, I'll tell you, it's actually there's a couple of spots where they don't show it, so I kind of give it a question mark as far as great design, but it was enough to get things done. So I wanted to include it here on the video. This does come and it does prepare it for the expansion, the Marine expansion. However, I don't have that yet, so I did not include it. So you'll see some empty spots in here. However, it is made for that. So if you have both the base model as well as the expansion, you're good to go. So right on top sits the board. The big board, as you know, it's nice and long. And here you go. Here's the board. So there's a couple of different layers on it. First of all, you have the tokens, money layers. They come out. You can see those as well. They're here. And then next you'll see that we have now they kind of have these separate, which is interesting, but here are the 4-player pieces that go in here. These are your cards. And you can see they lay right on top, as well as, and this is kind of the black one, so this is hard to do. Let me actually show you one of the other ones if I can. Makes it a little easier for video. Yeah, how about the red? So you can see here the cards lay on top, and then there's 3 different specific areas for the markers to keep track, the actual workers, and then your small cube pieces. They use a lot actually of filament for this, but it is kind of bulky, but it is kind of cool. This is the next layer down. This, before we get to it, you'll see this is your unique animals and the cards that have unique placements of the pieces. They go in here. And then off the next, you'll see that there is this piece here, which is the very unique. It has the reptile and the bird and the petting zoo, as well as it comes with your little coffee cup place to put that in as well, right here. And then your markers as you move along the track. Next here is the pieces, the general, they call them standard, right? Locations that you put in, take advantage of it. They actually put in the pieces, the ones right here. Here's your pavilions, more singles on it, and then there's your unique here, and then here's your 2x2x's, which actually do have a little slot in here that they go in. So not bad, comes right out as well. And you'll see here, there's still another layer here that has your continent, and then also your upgrades as well for your board. And now you'll notice that there's none here yet. This is, I believe, for the Marine. I don't have it again, but I was told that this goes here and a couple more that will go in there as well. The last row, you'll see this one goes all the way to the top. They put it together. It does take some filament, as I said, but you'll see that the cards slide in, right? And they each compartmentalize. And whether you want them to be compartmentalized or not, you can actually just pull out these pieces here. So you can see how this piece comes out like that. And now it's a much bigger slot if you want to put it back in. Actually, it's pretty easy to do. Slides right back in like so. You can see that goes in the bottom of the box there. This one here is for your conservation cards. as well as your bonus power cards or your bonus cards at the beginning. They go here. Here's your solo. It fits underneath nicely in a little spot as well. Playing solo, that fits down here in level 1. Here is, again, empty because I believe these cards and this is for the expansion, which I don't have, but I did put it in. And then finally, they put all the boards in the bottom of that. So fits okay in the bottom like that, as you can see. And this goes in here, fits in nice, keeps everything snug, right? And then these would go back in here, like so. We would have the piece. Now this piece right here is not really shown in the display or in the details, put it in, or you can switch them around either or. I might have done that originally the other way, but ultimately this goes in like that. It's smooth right up against the side like that. So as you'll see, because there's no room, there is going to be a little lift at the end of this, and I'll show you that. And then finally, the monies would fit. Money goes in here like that. All right, then you take the board, place it back in. Now this can go here. Now it does kind of hold in a little bit, not too bad along the way. The other side of it is I've seen where you can put this in as well before the board if you'd like to keep it, but I kind of like keeping everything, including these pieces here. I do this, I kind of keep everything kind of covered. So I do lift it up and the pieces don't go flying around, and then you put the piece back in. And you'll see here, this one right here, there's really, I just printed off 6 pieces to kind of show you. And that's how that works with the top back on. Now, lastly, when we talk about this, I want to show you, you can see it there. I have to push in a little bit, all right? But you'll see there is a little lift on it when it goes to, when you go to put it away. So that is Ark Nova. Quick showcase on the design of it as well. It took, like I said, better part of a week getting this thing done. So a lot of bits and pieces to it, but it was well worth it. It was able to get to the table much faster now, and that's really the reason why we do this, and we're actually doing this series to show you how you can take a great game, get it active, get it out and about pretty fast by taking advantage of these 3D prints. I'll again put in the description the individual that did it to give them credit as well, and I hope you enjoyed it. So thanks for watching. There'll be more of these coming down, and I'll print. So thanks so much.